I guess I'm live. Oh, weird. There's so many rules on here that I didn't know about. Um, Apparently I can't even turn my phone sideways. But anyways, it's not what I'm here to talk about. I am like when I get really aligned with myself and I ask like I feel like this past week and a half I've had so many really deep, really hard, really meaningful conversations with so many people I love about them being like, I just feel like burnt out. I feel at the end of myself. I feel like I can't keep going, doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing something for the money, but like it's not in alignment with where I want to go. It's not in alignment with who I want to be. I just am not passionate about it. I don't care about it. It's not making me the mom I want to be. It's not making me the partner I want to be. It's like, but I'm stuck between like, do I make money and pay my bills or do I live out my calling? And I feel like I'm in that same place. I love my real estate business. I love my clients. I love what I do. I love my life and it looks great on paper. And I know that there's so much more and there's such greater levels of depth. And everything is a journey and it takes time to get there. And I'm really great at vision. And my biggest downfall is consistency and just putting in the reps, right? Let's see if I can do this so I'm more comfortable. And just putting in the reps, and that's how you get great at things, is just doing it over and over again, and speaking and inspiring people is, like, when I ask myself, like, Tony Robbins and a bunch of leaders do this thing called, like, 7 layers deep, and I was like, "I wanna go 27 layers deep." And so I've been going back and forth with my system and, going 27 layers deep, but it keeps bringing me back to, like, just go 1 first, like, just do 1 first, because I always am like, "Go 100," and it's like, but if you don't go 1, you can't ever actually get to 100, and I'm really bad at about, like, "Here's the vision, so I'm just gonna go straight there," and I skip, like, every building step to get there. And so this is me trying to avoid that, is me trying to say, like, I actually want to take the steps necessary to build the life that I want to build. And that takes consistency and that takes speaking and that takes like putting myself out there enough that I actually become an authority in the issues that I want to solve for people and the transformations I want to provide for people. And, I have said for the longest time that my career is to help people buy and sell homes, but my calling is to help people come home, to help people, like, come home to who they are, to, like, come home to the truest, most authentic, most aligned version of who they are and then to live that out in reality and to bring that to the world because when each and every one of us lives in the fullest version of who we are meant to be, like the world is such a better place, and so much like strife and anger and hatred and issues and problems come from like us living out of alignment with who we really are meant to be, and out of like jealousy and insecurity and fear and doubt and scarcity, and, like, all those things are so real, but it's, like, not where we wanna live out of, and it's not where I wanna live out of. But it's also, like, this harsh reality, right? Of we do live in a world that does need money to operate, and we do have these things, and when I look forward to, like, where we're going, and you listen to all of the top people that are involved in all of this, like, where we're going is someone said cringe. I love that. Because, like, you literally don't get anywhere by not being willing to be cringe. So, like, I genuinely love that. That was my first comment when I'm practicing going live. Um, is like that you can't start if you don't start somewhere. Slay Queen. Thanks to get from going from cringe to slay. Um, but anyways, my point is that like I want to speak and I want to inspire people to become the truest version of themselves and live that out and like build businesses and lives that feel aligned and alive and full and authentic and true. And I want to help people truly love who they are, like love every part of who they are. And I started writing a book years ago called I Don't Love Myself, but I Want to. And it's like a guided journey from self hatred to like authentic self love, and from understanding that, like, the world can ask us to hate ourselves, the world can say we're not good enough, the world can say, we're not valuable, but, like, you inherently are. And my wife wrote a book called The Credential of Being Human about like there's nothing you can achieve in this life that like makes you more valuable than you simply existing. And I think becoming a parent tells you that on such a deeper level. Like, there is literally nothing my son can do to make him more worthy to me. Like, I am so obsessed with him. He just lays there and like smiles or cries and poops. And I'm like, you're the best thing in the whole world. Like, I love you. And he's just like purely existing. And he's just like in joy and love and present in the moment. And I think there's so much power to learn from children that they are so close to like where we come from originally, like whatever people believe is, but, like, children are just so good at just, like, being in the moment and seeing the joy and not stressing out about the fears or the insecurities or the doubts or any of that. And, and I'm like, "Okay, so if we ask the question, like, if money didn't exist, if money didn't matter, and you could just, like, live out your dream life, like, you have no responsibilities, no bills to pay, no insecurities, no doubts, no fears, like, no bar, no hold limits, like, what is your dream life?" And, I think that you will never get there if you're not brave enough and willing enough to, like, really get real and raw about what that looks like. And I think for me, that looks like, slow days on a property in, like, somewhere Boulder County, probably in Colorado, um, with my family and my wife and my 5 kids running around. And, like, I spend time on a walk and then I spend time creating and teaching, but in my own like flow, authentic way. And then I spend time with my kids and my wife spends time writing. And then both of us like speak on a virtual event. And then we go hang out with our kids and our friends come over and our chef cooks us a meal because I hate cooking. And then we like go to bed and the next day we wake up and our bags are packed and we go for a trip and we go on somewhere. And we get to do super fun things with our kids for like 6 hours, and then we go speak, and then the next 5 days we're just like present exploring and adventuring and like taking in the world and like world schooling our kids that we're like learning like what is culture? What is language? What is money? What is power? What is service? What is kindness? What is love? And we have evergreen products that people can just buy whenever they feel called to or find us or land in our sales funnel that help them build the life of their dreams. Like whatever that looks like having 5 kids and living on some land and traveling and speaking on stages all over the world and impacting millions of people and homeschooling 5 kids, like isn't everyone's dream. And like that's our whole thing is like stop living someone else's dream if it's not yours, right? And, like, that's my dream, and, like, when I really get down to it, though, like, my dream is, like, a slow day. My dream is not 97 showings a week and always in the car and always on the go, and it's also not actually, like, 120 speaking gigs a year. Like, it's probably 20 to 30 max, um, maybe 45 if a good chunk of those are virtual. Like I really do want like a slower, intentional life. Um, Especially while our kids are young. Like in this next season, I would love to travel quite a bit and speak a lot and like really establish ourselves as speakers in this next stage of life. And really be able to build like a financial foundation and like a realistic foundation of that, and get like some courses out there and some evergreen products out there, and really be able to like build a solid foundation. um I would love to like start coaching and mentoring people again, but I also don't want 40 hours of one-on-one Zoom calls on my calendar because I don't want that time restriction away from my kids, and away from my wife and away from being able to create and speak life into people. And right now, I still am running a real estate business, and I'm not really looking to like shut that down anytime soon. Um, but I just want to start building this dream life on the side of that. And I still think that real estate will play a big part of our lives forever. Um, but yeah, when I think of like my dream life, if money doesn't matter, like I'm not doing 100 buyer tours a week and I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. Like I'm just present and I'm alive and I'm helping people and I'm like listening to people's wrestlings and I'm like helping pull out the most authentic, most aligned, most juicy, most true version of them. And we're like working through the fears and the insecurities and the doubts and the struggles and helping them like take that next step to like invest in themselves and become the best version of themselves and like achieve that dream. And I'm in a certification program right now for high ticket sales, which is like selling programs and courses, which is what I want to create and then sell for me to be able to like sell other people's programs. And that really is like the heart of it is like so many people have these dreams for themselves. Like right now, I'm working on getting certified to sell a program that teaches people how to land a TEDx talk. And it's an $11,000 program. And so it's a really big investment. But the reality is most people that sign up for that call, like they probably have that money or they could get it on a credit card and pay it back in a few months. Um, but what you really have to help them work through is like their doubts and their insecurities and like their fears. And like, what if it doesn't work out? And like, what if I just waste my money? And what if I chicken out? And what if I'm scared? And what if I don't actually go for my dreams? And it's like, well, like the surefire way to guarantee that you chicken out and don't go for your dreams is by not signing up for the program. Um, and like, yeah, there is a world in which you could sign up for the program and the course and still not go for your dream. But there's a much lower chance you're going to do that if you're in community, if you have a one-on-one coach, if you have a system, if you have a process, if you have mentors, if you have communities of people who've actually done what you want to do. Um, and so I'm like really learning how to help other people overcome these objections. And I'm realizing, like, wait, I really love this. And I don't long term want to be on 40 calls a week helping other people take steps to their goals for other people's programs. But it's really helping me remember that, like, that is what I want to do is help people unlock their insecurities and their fears and like build their life of build the life above their dreams. And like also your dream life doesn't come without problems and it just like just pick better problems for yourself, right? Like traveling a lot comes with new problems. Traveling with kids comes with new problems, but they're a lot better problems. And speaking on stages comes with problems, but they're the problems I want to have, right? And so it's just like everything leads one into the other. And it's just really beautiful and really exciting. And yeah, so the first question, I'm gonna try to go live for the next like 27 to 30 days every day on here and not make it perfect and not make it big and not make these grandiose ideas. Like, just get on here and practice talking and practice sharing where I'm at authentically. And then one day it will reach someone and one day it will help someone. And right now it's helping me. And it's helping me get creative and it's helping me get my thoughts out of my head and it's helping me get out of my own way because so often, like, what's in our own way is us. Like, we are the biggest hindrance to our goals and our dream life every single time because you actually are capable of living your dream life. You actually are worthy of it. And people always are like, well, life's not fair and you can't get what you want. And I'm like, I actually want to challenge that. Like, what if, yeah, life's not fair, but you actually can build the life you want? And like, you actually are fully in control of your life. Like, no, you can't control how other people respond to you. You can't control how other people act. You can't control what other people do to you. You can't control if they buy or sell. You can't control what they do, but you can control what you do. And you can control what you put into the universe. You can control what you call in. You can control the people you surround yourself with. You can control like calling your shot and going for your dreams. Like you can control spending your extra time in your days, like watching Netflix or complaining or like chasing your dreams and like putting yourself out there and putting your name out there and saying like, I'm a speaker and I love speaking and this is my identity and this is what I'm stepping into and like putting yourself on speaker bureaus and putting yourself out there as a speaker and saying like this is what I do. Like as a career I help people buy and sell homes and as a calling I help people come home to who they are and build a life that they flipping love. Because like what's the point of living this life for 80 years if you don't love any of it? Like what's the freaking point? And no, are you going to love every single moment, every hardship? No. But like I want you to stop and look back at every hardship you've ever gone through and like, would you change it? Most likely, no. And that's what I keep reminding myself of right now. And like, my wife and I look at each other like, The past few days have been shit. I felt super depressed. They've been really hard. They've been like really low down, not inspiring days, right? Just like put one foot in front of the other, and that's all you can freaking do. Um, and doing it. And we did it, right? And we got through it. And then today I woke up and had some space and some clarity and some time, and like things fell through. Like two clients didn't show up for tours that I was like, ah. And then I was just like, you know what? No, like this is what was meant to be. And it gave me space and it gave me time to feel aligned and alive and like truly sit with like what do I want in life? Like I've helped these other people be like, then quit the job if it makes you miserable. Then like find something else. Then like stop worrying about what people think and like just get out there and post a freaking thing and do the thing and like build the life you want. Find a way to stay home with your kids and make money. Like find a way to build your dream life. And Riley and I are like, oh, I guess we just need to go back and like build someone else's dreams and get a W-2 because like these things aren't going well and it's not easy and money's falling through and all this stuff. And my wife just keeps looking at me and is like, I will do that because like I'm willing to do what it takes to get what we want, but like I'm not willing to just roll over and give up on our dreams. And like I freaking love her for that because when I want to roll over, she's like, and when she wants to roll over, I'm like, like we have a dream life that we are building and like we have a dream life right now. Like 10 years ago, like my greatest dream that I wasn't even brave enough to speak out loud was to marry a woman that I was madly in love with, to build a successful real estate business and to have kids with her. And I have the most amazing son. I have the most amazing wife. We have an amazing real estate business. We help so many people. We help our community. We speak professionally. Like we have so many dreams we've ever dreamed of. Like I do have my dream life today. And sometimes we get so caught up on the fact that I don't have my dream life that I dream of 10 years from now today. And we forget that like, but today we are living the dreams we had 10 years ago. And that's fucking beautiful. And that's amazing. And so I just want to remind myself and I want to remind you, what are you living today that you used to dream of? And can you be grateful for it today? And then can you be brave enough to claim the life you want in 5 years, to claim the life you want in 10 years and say, that's the life I want. And then to reverse engineer and say, are the steps I'm taking, am the person I'm being, am the realities I'm embodying every single day actually pointing me in the direction to make that dream a reality? Because I had to say that like I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I was like, "Oh, my dream's to marry a woman." And I was like, "Then why am I dating men? And, like, why am I staying in a religion that tells me I can't date women? And why am I staying in a job that I know I'll be fired if I marry a woman?" And so it took a lot to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna quit my position at this church because I know I can't marry a woman. I'm going to go find another job and I'm going to switch my dating profile from men to men and women because it was scary. And then finally, I was like, you don't know, I don't want a life with a man. So why am I dating a man? And so I switched my dating profile to just women and I started dating women. And like, do you know how much bravery that took? Do you know how much sacrifice that took? Do you know how much fear I had to fight through to do that? Do you know how much insecurity I had to fight through to do that? Do you know how much genuine reality I had to give up? How many friendships I lost over that? How many strained relationships with family members I had to go through for years to choose that reality? Do you know how much like self-hatred I had to overcome? Like, I literally tried taking my life twice before I was brave enough to do that. That's how much hatred I had for myself because the church told me that, like, God couldn't love me if I was gay. And that's something I'm so passionate about helping people overcome, but it is still so tender, even years after being married to my wife and being like, this is the best thing ever. It is still so sad because when I think about how much I hated myself because the church said there's a God that loves you unconditionally except for the condition of being gay. And that was really hard. And I had to be brave enough to say, I believe that there's a God that loves me unconditionally. And I do not believe that the condition is that unless I'm gay. I still believe there's a creator that loves me unconditionally. I still believe that every dream inside of me is in me for a reason. It's because I'm going to make it happen. And I, my favorite creators are the creators that take you along the journey and are like, not like, oh, look, I got here and it was perfect because that's bullshit. And if anyone tells you that, they're just a fucking liar and I don't believe them. And like, we just keep looking at each other the past few days and we're like, cool. Like, we went from having some of our best months ever to having negative bank accounts. And we just look at each other and we're like, we're going to write about this one day. Like, we're going to inspire someone with this one day. Like, we will be grateful for this season one day. And then we also let ourselves sit in this suck in the pain of it. And we're like, and it sucks right now. and we're going to give ourselves some time to do that. And then we're going to get up and we're going to put on our big girl pants and we're going to change something about it because we are the creators of our own life. We are holding the pen to our story, and you get to change your life if you're brave enough to pick up the pen and say, this isn't how my story ends. Like, if the truth of where you are is not like due north to where you want to go, then change the steps you're doing, then change the direction. Like, you are the only one that can control that. No one else knows the truth of where you want to go with your life better than you do. But you have to be brave enough and courageous enough to sit with yourself long enough and ask the hard questions of, who do I really want to be? And what do I really want out of this life? And then be brave enough to find the support in the community and the trust in yourself to take steps to get out of alignment with a life you don't want and into alignment with the life you do want, right? Like, I never would have met my wife if I wasn't brave enough to like quit that job, to lose those friendships, to quit that, like to leave that community of that church that said I was bad, to change my dating app to women, to do those actual steps to say, like, this is actually the life that I want. And now I'm aligned to it. Like, that's my due north, and it can come to me. And I will call it out and it will come to me. And like the life I want is coming to me now. And being able to manifest that is like calling it out, like speaking it out, saying these things, and also, like, being able to be like, "Yeah, no, I want to help millions of people, and that often takes millions of dollars, so I want to be a millionaire and impact millions of peoples," and have no shame about that. Because if there are things that the church teaches you to shame, it's money and sexuality. And holy cow, does it take a long time to overcome the shame that the church instills on you around your sexuality and your desire for money. And they're like, you should do good in the world. So you should give us your money so we can do good. And it's like, well, if I don't have money, how do I give you my money to do good with it? I have to be willing to make money to give away money to do good with it. And Tony Robbins says, if you think that money can't buy you happiness, you've never given enough away. And I love that saying. And I love the reality that they teach that you can make money off of helping others overcome the pain that you have suffered in faster time than you have. And that's what I want to do. And there's so many things that I want to help people with. And I think part of it is just being willing to share my story and being willing to share that, like, it is painful to overcome self hatred so deeply that you rather die than be who you really are. And I want to help people overcome that because I love my life. Like, I genuinely love my life. And I know that there's greater levels of loving it even more than I do today. And that is like my journey and where I'm going. Like, what are my 27 layers deep of why am I still in my own way of living the most aligned, authentic, truest version of myself that is living my fullest of my biggest dreams. And to give myself permission that my dreams change, right? Like, my dreams were to be where I am today, and I've achieved them. And now my dreams have shifted because like I was here and my dream was to get to here, and now I got to here, and now my dream is to get to here, right? And so, like, I'm here and I'm like, okay, look back at all you've achieved and how do you help people that are still here get to here? And like, that's my next journey, right? And in that journey, I will be getting from here to here. Like, that is life, right? And I think sometimes we're like, well, this was my dream and I've achieved it. And so it's wrong for me to have a new dream now. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, that's life. That's evolution. That's evolving. That's growing. That's changing. That's becoming who you want to be. And that's the point of life. And this felt so good. And I'm going to keep doing it. Love you.